Hello everybody, my name is Alex Keppel and I'm enrolled in the June 2011 edition of Advanced Session Recording. And the producer that I chose for this assignment is Nick Raskulinecz out of Knoxville, Tennessee. Nick got his engineering and producing start by recording on an 8-track recorder that his father had purchased him, and also by being in and playing for a popular local band dubbed Hypertribe. Nick's mother allowed him to turn the family garage into a makeshift studio that Nick would lend out to other bands who wanted their stuff recorded. This, among other things, Nick credits to giving him a lot of his original recording skill. Eventually, Hypertribe parted ways and Nick aspired to venture out to LA to find more work, which he did at Sound City. As with most people in the profession, Nick started out getting coffee for the head honchos, but in due course, climbed the ranks to assistant engineer, at which point he left to work with Dave Grohl and the Foo Fighters. Nick's work on the 2004 album One by One cemented his credibility as a producer, as the album won a Grammy for the Best Rock Album. Nick is credited on albums for such bands as Rush, Coheed and Cambria, Velvet Revolver, Deftones, Marilyn Manson, Evanescence, and finally Alice in Chains. Though the list of bands is very impressive, his approach to working on an album is equally as interesting and inspiring. Nick would spend 15 to 18 hours a day in the studio as an assistant, and also would take advantage of the available studio on his free time recording bands he found at local clubs. A classic go-get-'em attitude. From years in the industry as an assistant or intern, Nick became au fait with all types of music, to the point where in the studio he knew exactly what he wanted to hear. The only challenge he had in the beginning was achieving that sound, which he attests to befriending band members and engineers above him who shared secrets and allowed him into the control room, free to ask questions and put in his 2 cents, whether right or wrong, whenever he pleased. Nick, along with 99% of the producers or engineers I have read or heard about, have bare minimum 2 things in common. The first being the drive and wherewithal to ask the right questions and say the right things at particular times to better themselves and their career. The second thing being something not always able to be controlled, a right place, right time situation. On a somewhat separate note, but equally as important, there's an excellent interview posted on YouTube that every aspiring engineer or producer should take a look at. The title is Grammy-winning producer Nick Raskulinecz, Part 1 and 2. This is, of course, for the people that don't know how to spell his name, and of course, I understand because it's impossible. I want to thank everybody for listening. Adios.